All right, for this last section, we want to solve each equation and write the properties that justify each step. So the first thing we want to do is bring all the x terms to one side. So in this first problem, we have a 3x and a 5x, and they're on different sides of the equal sign. So what I want to do is bring one of them to the other side. It doesn't really matter which one, but to make it easier on ourselves, I'm going to subtract the 3x from both sides of the equal sign. And I'm moving the 3x because when we do 5x minus 3x, that will give us a positive number, and I just think that's easier to deal with. So let's write it out. The 12 carries down, those cancel out, equals 5x minus 3x, that will be 2x, and that's our first step. So the first thing we did was subtract 3x on both sides. Okay. All right, the next step is you want x to be all by itself. So right now we have a 2x minus 4. So to help us get the x by itself, we want to add 4 on both sides. And so let me write out add 4. So we added 4. That will help us cancel those out. We get 12 plus 4, that gives us 16 is equal to 2x. And then the minus 4 and the plus 4 cancel out. Then finally, we want our x to be by itself, right? X is being multiplied to 2, so we're going to do the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing by 2 on both sides. Okay, so we're dividing by 2. And then that cancels the 2's out. 16 divided by 2 gives us 8. And so 8 is going to be our answer. All right, so this was a 3-step problem. Let's work on number 6, which is a 2-step problem. Okay, so we have 1/2 x minus 9 equals 6. So the first thing we want to do is make x by itself, which means we're going to have to add 9 on both sides. I'm just going to write add 9, okay? Whatever you do on one side has to happen to the other side, but it's a lot of writing to say on both sides, on both sides. So I'm just going to write add 9, and then I'll just make sure you know that it is on both sides of the equal sign. So we get our 1/2 x, those cancel out, equals 6 plus 9, that gives us 15. All right, and then we have 1/2 x equals 15. So 1/2 is the same thing as 1x divided by 2. So when you have divided by 2, the opposite of dividing by 2 would be multiplying. Multiply by 2 on both sides. So whatever we do on one side, we do on the other side as well. So we're multiplying by 2 on both sides. So 1/2 times 2, they cancel out because 1/2 is really 1 divided by 2. So you have 1 divided by 2 times 2, that cancels out. You're left with x equals 15 times 2 is 30. So the answer is x is equal to 30. Your solution is 30. All right, let's do number 7, which is x plus 18 equals 24. So I'll let you think about how to do this one. You can pause the video here. All right, so now that we're unpaused, let's try out how did you solve for this. This one, I wanted you to subtract 18 on both sides. So subtract by 18, subtract by 18. That cancels those out. We will be left with x equals 6. So hopefully you got that right. If not, it's okay. Just correct yourself and we can continue on to number 8. All right, so for number 8, I'll let you guys try it again and unpause the video when you're done. All right, now that we're unpaused, the only step here is to divide by 4. On both sides, of course. We're dividing because it says 4x. 4x means 4 multiplied to x. So to get rid of the multiplying, you do the opposite, which is dividing. So we divide by 4 because it's the opposite of multiplying. That cancels out, you get x is equal to 25. All right, and if you made a mistake, don't worry about it. Just double check and then correct yourself. And it's all part of the learning process anyways. All right, let's do number 9. So for number 9, I'll let you guys try it out first. So you can pause the video here and unpause it when you're ready. All right, so let's write out the steps. The first step is to subtract 2 from both sides. They'll cancel out. You get 3x is equal to 24. Then the next step would be to divide by 3 on both sides. So divide by 3, because 3 is being multiplied to x. So you want to divide to cancel that out. Then you'll get x is equal to 8. All right, on the next one, let's have you guys pause it, try it out, and then unpause it when you're ready. Okay, the first step would be to subtract 8. Then you would get 1/4 x, those cancel out, equals -2. And then remember, it's a fraction, so it's just like number 6 over here. A fraction 1/2 x and number 6, then we multiplied it by 2. Here we have 1 divided by 4x, so we're going to multiply by 4. So multiply by 4, you get x is equal to -8. Okay, let's try number 11 and 12. They're a little bit trickier, but I want you to pause the video, try it on your own, and come back. And if you make a mistake, don't worry. This is all part of the learning process anyways. So give it a try. Okay. So let's see what you guys did. So if it were me, I would subtract 3x on both sides. I want to bring all the x terms to one side. So I subtract 3x on both sides so that those cancel out. Then we would have -2 is equal to 3x minus 17. Now the only term with x in it is on one side of the equation. That was the goal. You don't want 3x and 6x on different sides. You want to bring it to one side and combine it. So we subtracted 3x. The next thing would be to add 17 to both sides. That cancels those out, which leaves 3x alone over here, which is what we want, because the more alone x is, the closer we are to solving it. So we get -2 plus 17, that's really 17 minus 2, that's 15. So 15 is equal to 3x. And then finally, you divide by 3. That gives us 5 is equal to x. Okay, so if you made a mistake, once again, don't worry. Just try your best and keep practicing. It's all part of the learning process. Try number 12 on your own, and then we'll come back together. All right, so for number 12, hopefully you got to subtract 2x on both sides, because there's an 8x and there's a 2x. They're on different sides of the equation. There's 2 terms. You don't want there to be 2 terms. Bring it to the same side. So we get 11 plus 6x equals -7. Then after that, you want to subtract 11 from both sides, so that we get the 6x alone. So -7 minus 11, that's -18. And then finally divide by 6. You get x is equal to -3. So we divided by 6 because 6x means x multiplied to 6. And so the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So you want to cancel it, you do the opposite. So we have 6x, I divide by 6. Then I get x. All right, so that was our solving. Hopefully you guys can do the rest of the skills practice on your own. If you have any questions, please make sure to call me over and ask, because I don't want you to sit there and be confused, okay?